Hi everyone! Today I want to share a card made with the new Painted Harvest stamp set. This stamp set is becoming wildly popular. You see lots of samples on it. It's probably one of the best-selling stamps from the holiday catalog right now. I'm sure some of the Christmas stamps will take over soon, but it's really selling well and it's so pretty, so I understand why. And I'm going to make this little card here that features that pretty sunflower. I'm also using a background stamp. You know, often I forgot about background stamps for a while. I was using embossing folders to add texture, and you know, background stamps are really fun, and I need to use them more often, and I love this new burlap background stamp, so we're going to use this one as well. Now, the Painted Harvest stamp set is sold with an optional bundle that has a punch that cuts out this really cute little leaf here. And I love paper punches, so you can get a lot of use out of this leaf for more than just this stamp set. There you go. Here is that punch. So we're going to use that today too. Okay, let's get started. Here's the basic background of the card. It's a garden green base. I've cut a panel of Whisper White to put on the inside, and I just took 1/4 of an inch off all around. Little acorn, isn't that cute? So you're going to use 5 1/4 by 4 for the inside. And then the card front is just these two pieces here. This is Early Espresso, and it's 5 by 3 3/4. And Whisper White at 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. And our colors are Garden Green, Crushed Curry, Tangerine Tango, Early Espresso, oh, and I forgot, Crumb Cake for the burlap. Okay, so set that aside and we'll work on the front. So the first thing I stamped was the burlap. That is a huge stamp because you can do an entire background on a card with this. We're just going to ink up half of it for this card. And I think it's easiest to ink up such a large stamp by, instead of putting the stamp onto the pad, I'm going to put the pad onto the stamp. There. Now I wanted that burlap to be kind of at an angle coming into the card. There we go. Isn't that cute? And then directly on top, I'm going to stamp the sunflower. Now the sunflower comes in 2 parts. You've got a background and then a more detailed. The background I'm doing in Crushed Curry. And then the top I'm going to go over with Tangerine Tango. Okay, now we need a center. You'll notice it goes over the burlap, and that's okay because you're not going to see it. Okay, now there's been some discussion online about how people don't like that it's not perfect. Now I think you have to not be quite a perfectionist on this stamp set, but if you'd like to cover up that, you know, maybe you got a little more of that background showing, there's a really simple way to take care of that. And what I do is, because it happened to me too, is I took a blender pen and I put a little bit of ink and I picked it up with the blender pen and just kind of made little dabbing. I didn't want to just color it in because I didn't want that harsh line because the stamp set itself is kind of dappled. So I thought it would be better to just kind of dapple some blender pen right there to fill in any gaps. And now there's this little dot stamp that's really cute. You can use it as a background, but I thought it kind of added to the sunflower a little bit, like little seeds. And I added that to the center. And the base is done. So you're going to set that aside. Now on a piece of scrap, you need to make another sunflower. There's that little line again. So I'm going to take the blender pen, pick up some of this ink. Add some of those dots. There we go. And I'm going to set that aside. Now I need a few leaves. Our garden green. So there are 2 steps to the leaf, and it used to be that when you made a two-step stamp, you would stamp the lighter color, maybe in the same color, but then stamp off and go directly to your page, and then do the second layer in full strength. But on this stamp set, they've kind of taken that need away, because the stamp itself, it's not a flat solid image. There's little teeny tiny grooves in here, so it's not getting full ink even if you wanted to get it full ink. So for example, I'm going to do full strength. Got a little something there. Move it over. Full strength with the garden green, and see it's light and dark where it needs to be. So I didn't have to stamp off. And then I'm going to add this right on top. And it's darker where it needs to be and lighter where it needs to be without having to do that stamping off step. I'm going to make a couple leaves. There. You notice that the first time I did the background first, and then this on top, and then the second one I did this on top, and you kind of have to do what works best for you, what's easiest for you to line up. I don't think there's a right or wrong way. So you've got your 2 leaves. And the fun punch. Okay, and then we also need, in our early espresso before I put it away, the greeting. There's some cute greetings with this one. They're all about thanks, because it's, you know, Thanksgiving, kind of a harvest feel to it. And I'm going to use the I'm thankful for you. I'm going to punch that out with the new Pretty Label punch. Now, what there's not a punch for, big bummer, is the sunflower. I think it would be so hard to line up all these little petals. So I'm going to cut that out. There's a little fussy cutting on this card, and I will speed up the video while I do that. Okay, there's my sunflower and my 2 leaves. I'm going to stamp this little acorn before I put my ink away. That's green. What did I do with my espresso? Oh, I already put it away. There it is. Okay. Isn't that sweet? Okay, so now we're just layering. Okay, now if you look at this, I've got a little bit of linen thread. It kind of nicely ties in with that burlap. So I'm going to grab some of that. Now when it's wrapped around this cardboard, it gets these little very tight kinks, so I just kind of go over it with the bone folder, and it kind of gets all those kinks out. Now they're just more loopy. Now to stick this down, I just kind of put a glob of adhesive right there. and then I just let it kind of loop around wherever it wants to go. See if it's too small, too big. Nope, that's good. All right, and then I'm going to put this label on with some dimensionals. They'll go right on top of this twine. And the leaves I'm going to tuck under. I'm going to add just a little bit of glue. And just kind of see where we want this before we tuck the next one. I want it to overlap slightly. And then you can take this, I like using the liquid glue for the leaves because I can still kind of play with it before it's dry. I wanted to bring this leaf out a little bit. And then I'm going to tuck this leaf in here. And that is my card front. There you go. That's the Painted Harvest bundle, the leaf and the stamp set, available together. You can check out all Stampin' Up! Products at my blog, bethspapercuts.com, and you'll see these cards today and other projects from the new holiday catalog. I hope you like it. I hope that you'll give me a thumbs up or subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you come back again. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.